I'm John from ZonGuru. We're here in Los Angeles and welcome to Amazon's Seller Insights episode 16. We're getting on, it's already the middle of June. And this is just a series where we interview sellers who are crushing it on Amazon, and we're really here to be inspired by them, to learn from them, and hopefully use that to fuel our own Amazon business. And today I'm super excited to have John Reyes with us, so welcome.
Thank you so much, John.
Yeah.
It's also my name.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing.
And Jonathan too.
Yeah, Jonathan. What's your last name?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Tilly.
Yeah, that's my last name too. Yeah, thanks for having me. Chris as well, thank you so much for inviting me to come all the way out to LA in the traffic with a baby.
There you go.
Completely convenient, so I appreciate that.
Thank you for the effort. Yeah. And I'm super excited for today. Today we're going to be talking about viral videos, how to create viral videos, how to drive traffic to your business, to your product, how to really scale, how to get the sales and absolutely boost your business. So, I think in today's world, it's the most critical thing, especially with our Amazon businesses, and we've got access to so many more people, but it's also a lot more competitive. So when you're launching products, when you're growing your brands, how can you get more traffic there, and how can you get it to convert? And John has, how old is your business now? A couple of years?
My current business, e-com vids, we're just shy over a year.
Okay, so just shy of a year.
Yeah.
I know you have and started with an Amazon business, and you saw the opportunity and started e-com vids, and I think just in that year you've done over 3,000 videos, over 1 billion views total across all the platforms, and you are just helping 8-figure sellers just get traffic and convert. So in terms of having an expert in the room, we got the guy with his baby and with his wife, and all good to take us through this. So we're going to spend some time really talking about the formula and the process behind creating these, and how can you create something that's got that engagement and that wow factor to obviously drive traffic, the strategies around that, and then obviously if you are EBC or if you can get videos onto your listing, what is the right formula behind that to actually get traffic to convert? So it's a little bit of a more of an expert level strategy, but I fundamentally feel that anybody who's launching today has to figure out how to get good, organic, great traffic to their listings. It's absolutely critical. So let's kick it off a little bit. Tell me about your background. How did you, where did you start? How did you see this opportunity, and how did you grow this successful business?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for asking. So I've been an entrepreneur for,
2 years? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, about a year. No. Got into entrepreneurship at 2013, 2012-ish. I hated working for anybody. I worked in the restaurant industry. I quit my job as a bar back because I wanted to internship at a digital marketing agency where I basically interned for one of the biggest ad agencies now in the OC. And he taught me everything about direct response marketing. And I started off as a designer, even though I had no idea how to design a website. My friend lied and told my boss at the time that I was this awesome web designer. I hadn't even opened up Photoshop. I didn't know crap.
Dude, that's how we all got our first job.
Exactly, yeah. And so I was there, and he came and saw my work, and he was like, "You're fired." I was just like, "Oh, that sucks." So I went home and designed a complete new website. I went on YouTube, just tutorial after tutorial, and then I sent him a draft, and he was like, "Okay, you can stay." But long story short, I learned a lot from that internship, and then basically me and my previous partner started our own supplement company. And from there, we got into Amazon at the early time, 2013, where it was just the wild, wild west, and a lot of opportunity, still a lot of opportunity, but at the time it was definitely less competitive. So we got into Amazon, and then we started doing a lot of PPC AdWords. And so around 2016, I actually ended up leaving the company, or my partners bought me out of the company because I ended up,
You're fired.
Yeah, I got fired. Real talk, because we got to a level of success where I started getting really complacent with the money and the lifestyle, and I was like, dude, I've got it all figured out, right? And so when 2016 hit, it was just, it crushed my world. And so I had to get back on my feet. That's actually when I met my wife at the time at a bar. I was like, come see my sweet pad, my penthouse, whatever. She's like, I don't care. So I dragged her in anyways. And so after that, I kind of had to like get my feet back on the ground and how to start something else, try to get back into the supplement biz. Lost a lot of money, spent like $20,000 on like a viral video that I never got to launch. So failed with that. And then I got into drop shipping. If you guys are aware of that, no inventory business model. Failed, but then succeeded. So I found had a lot of success in 2017 with it. But then pretty much kind of ruined my savings because I kept running ads without monitoring it. And so I was at this point where I was just like screwed. I was like, dude, I have like $30,000 in debt. My businesses have failed. I used to live in this really nice place. Now I have nothing. And I saw this really amazing opportunity for video. Because in the dropshipping model, you're basically stealing content and running with it. And then you just try to scale that thing until you get caught by Facebook, until they shut you down. And so I was doing that, but no one was providing video ads at a really affordable price. So I decided I have a camera, I have a pair of cojones, and just decided, hey, let's start this service and call it Ecom Vids. And ever since then, we've grown exponentially. We have over 40 employees now. We do well over 300 videos a month, and we're just consistently helping tons of entrepreneurs grow their businesses with video. So.
Wow, that's an awesome story. And it's interesting. It goes back to that first thing of like that tenacity of when you got fired for creating a shitty website.
Yeah.
But you didn't just like put your head down and kind of run for the hills. You went back and you actually figured it out and you came back. And I think that's a theme that you have throughout your journey, which I think it's a really important. There's my phone. It's a really important lesson for I think everyone here and obviously everyone watching, is that like as entrepreneurs, it's what you do with that failure that leads to your success. Mm-hmm. And if you can really move forward with that and get through that dip and just keep driving, mm-hmm. you're going to hit that success. And hopefully you've learned along the way to keep jamming. So
totally.
We'll come back to your business in a second, but mm-hmm. You've obviously got a lot of experience and you've figured out this great process around creating videos, and you've had success with those because 8-figure sellers keep coming back and you've had these billion views and stuff. Maybe just at a very high level, what are like some top 2 lessons or insights that you can give us around creating viral videos? What's the little fire in there? And I know that's extremely hard to answer because it's so nuanced, but what's your kind of your experience there?
Totally. Well, our job is to try to recreate virality for every product. We're not successful 100% of the time, but that's what we do, right? We try to come up with creative ways to showcase any product. I mean, we've done from baby stuff to, like sex products to, old products. We've done it all. And so the biggest thing when you're marketing on social media or Facebook is really attention. Our attention is so limited and scarce that you have thousands of other distractions in this world. So our job as a company is to capture your attention through wow factors and a lot of demonstrations of your product being shown, right? And so we try to really just jam-pack our videos with as much action and as much entertaining content so that when someone stops in their feed, that first 3 seconds, your hook has to catch them in, draw their attention in, and then take them to the next 10 seconds, and then the next 20 seconds, and then 30 seconds, and then get them to click, right? So we have various ways of doing that. Wow factors for us is basically taking your product and demonstrating it in ways that you've never seen it happen before. And so what we like to do is like, okay, let's take, let's see, this cup or something. Like your standard way of drinking from a cup, right? You're gonna put water in it, you're gonna sip on it, but what's something completely extreme that you would never suspect to drink from a cup? Like maybe an animal drinking from a cup, or putting like crazy like Slurpees in it and letting it drip. Something that's visually captivating that normal people would not suspect is what's gonna trigger people's attention. So we try to come up with as many of those as possible, and it could be any product, and just test it and showcase it in so many different ways. And that's really what works best for our clients. And when you have products that are very demonstratable, it's even easier for us.
Gotcha.
Bed sheets versus like a shoe is different.
Yeah, we obviously do our own content for ZonGuru, and it's only when you start to really do that and you realize what actually creates the engagement and how fickle we are as humans in the social media space and what actually gets us to click or gets us to watch more. Sometimes it's a hard thing to even explain to brands or to clients. Like, that thing that's talking about the benefit of your product is not going to get as much engagement as this crazy way that you're showcasing it. So, that expertise around what you've learned over time in terms of creating viral videos is extremely important. But tell me a little bit more about, maybe the connection, like how important is it to actually understand the audience buying the product and telling a story versus just the wow factor? Is that an important thing to maybe get length of view, or is there anything important in that, or is it just more, hey, put up something crazy?
Yeah, I think both are very, very crucial to the entire buyer ecosystem. Initially, your main goal if you're driving traffic on Facebook, Instagram, is you want to get them pixeled, right, within the Facebook pixel, because then you have them as a data point, then you can retarget them. But most of the time, getting them hooked in through an engaging piece of content is basically the first touch point, right? And then what you can do is if they don't buy on the first interaction, you can retarget them with maybe more branded content, product review video, testimonials, and so that cycle continues, right, until they've built the trust and understand who you are. A lot of people, they're very I would say cynical, trusting things nowadays. So it takes a couple of touch points to get them to buy. And when it comes to stories, telling your story, it just comes down to being as authentic as you possibly can. And even if that's just being in front of your iPhone, telling people how much you love your product and why you created it. The why is always the biggest thing. So if you're able to convey that throughout your brand, I suggest a lot of people are afraid to do it themselves, right? They hire a production company or some crazy actor, but honestly, when it comes from you, it's so much more authentic and real. And I think we're getting to a society where people just want to see other people like them who aren't bullshitting, and those are the people that they trust.
Yeah, there's such a critical point in what you were just talking about, and I just want to kind of reiterate it, is this whole idea of sequential remarketing. If you're selling a product on Amazon and you create one video, if you think you're going to get a sale from that just one video and you're going to put it up and it's hey, I'm going to get all these sales, the world has changed a lot since then, and you've got to have patience, number one, and you've got to have something that builds that relationship. So that idea of showing a video that gets their attention, but then being able to pixel them and then to remarket to them through sequential relationship building over time, that's what ends up with the sale. So it takes some time, and then hopefully on the back of the sale you can then upsell them, and you can you kind of grow that relationship. But that idea of just one ad, one sale is no more. You have to build that authenticity. Okay, you did a fun ad, you got my attention, but where's that authentic relationship, and how can you build over time? So it's a really important point for Amazon sellers. Cool. So tell me, that's kind of driving traffic to the listing or getting people's attention. But let's talk a little bit about conversion. So you obviously for Amazon sellers, you do a lot of ads for EBC, which are enhanced brand content for trademark brands, actual brands on Amazon, and you can have a video on that page, which obviously buyers are going to watch. So what are some of the ideas behind those ads that can really drive conversion, and how important is it? Are you seeing, from your experience, are you seeing, customers who've actually added these ads and you're seeing a much higher conversion rate? What's the difference in terms of having it there, conversion, and then a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So raise your hand. Do you guys sell on Amazon currently? Who sells on Amazon? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
About 300 people.
Yeah, look at all the way in the back. My baby sells on Amazon. Yeah, so we're actually doing a case study right now on those exact metrics. We're working actually with my previous supplement brand. They have about 20 SKUs, so pretty big. And we've done a lot of EBC content for Amazon sellers, and they've reported to us that it's made a drastic impact on their listings. And the difference or the benefit of adding content to your listing is that not very many people are doing it. All right, it adds this additional layer of branding. It touches on multiple different senses, right? Typical Amazon listings, you got description, you've got your photos, right? And then if you have EBC, maybe you get the landing page option,
sure,
which is awesome. But a lot of people want more information, right? So a video helps enhance and build that consumer confidence that traditional, like your other competitors aren't doing. And so there's multiple ways to add video. One is EBC, of course, but then you also have other related content, which is like right below the review section that not a lot of people take advantage of. And so you can upload, they're technically, for I would say customers or people who are related or who've seen the listing and find value in it. But you can upload different types of content on there, right? You can upload testimonials, unboxing videos, comparison videos, and just adding more content to your listing is gonna help it convert way better because there's more things to engage in, right? And you're touching on all these different senses. Sometimes, the description, people don't even look at that sometimes, People are just scanning through, they see something that pops out, a thumbnail that pops out, they're gonna watch that. And so what we do with our Amazon EBC videos is we typically do voiceovers because it enhances kind of the story, and we really touch on the core features and benefits of the product without sounding too over promotional because Amazon is actually really strict with that kind of stuff. So we create this really cool, engaging story to make whatever listing it is appear more credible. That's a huge discerning factor for a lot of people is can I trust this brand? You want them to buy again. You want them to have a good experience. So adding an extra layer of entertainment, education is really going to make that impact. So
great, and you might touch on this later, and if you do, we can jump to that in a bit. But you were talking about the requirements for the videos. Maybe touch on that a little bit, and also can you add subtitles for the voiceovers? What are some of the things that you're doing around? What are the restrictions from Amazon? I would say.
Yeah, they can be really fickle sometimes, especially if you're selling supplements. The claims are really big, so you have to keep it bare bones as possible. We try to limit, enhances your life, blah blah blah. We try to keep things within the features, right? Contains, takes AA batteries or slick and sleek, right? So those key things is what we really want to highlight in videos. Because if you get too aggressive, it's not supposed to be overly salesy or promotional. They really hate that, and they don't like it.
The number one selling brand in America.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't put any of that. You can't put any links to your Shopify store or whatever. So it's really kind of hey, this is what the product is. That's it, right?
So much like the photos, I think the images on Amazon kind of follow that same thing. It's clear benefits. And obviously staying within terms.
Right.
Awesome. So I think let's dive into the actual the presentation and what I'm looking forward to in this is really walking through your experience and formula around creating ads, and any tips you can give everyone here and everyone listening would be amazing. So we can jam up the presentation and go from there.
All right, so because we're talking about viral video ads, I just kind of want to refresh you on social media because that's the bulk of the content that we create for people is Facebook ads. So for truth of social media, it's very dopamine driven. When you're on social media, right, you're just looking to get a quick high, you're trying to get information, you're trying to just feel good, watch good content, right? You're also there to discover new information, either from friends, family, news, trends, facts, media. I don't even check, the news anymore or newspapers. I find all of my content on Facebook or social media. As we know, our attention is so scarce. There's so much competition going in there. I mean, you see that news feed, so many ads are going in there. You've got all these meme pages, you've got people blowing you up, and the algorithm is just getting so smart and it knows exactly what to feed you. So that is a big, big thing when you're an advertiser, is keeping that in mind and creating content that gets your attention. And lastly, people want to make an impact. People like to share things. They like things. They comment on things that they feel passionate about. They tag their friends, right? You see videos that are related to you, and you feel like you want to share it because you want to feel like you're in the know, right? You comment on things that you disagree with because you're passionate about it, right? Social media allows you to interact with just what's happening in the world, and that's why it's so powerful, because if you create a piece of content that people feel emotional about, they're going to share, like, comment, and tag, and that's a huge win for you. All right, the creative is everything. I say that because we're a creative company, but if you think about it, it's the first thing that people see in your funnel, right? It's the hook. It grabs your attention. It's so important that you put time and resources into developing a good creative, because without it, you don't really have anything to promote your product. Another thing too is it builds trust, it entertains you, it educates, and it sells, right? Those are the 4 key things that we want to make sure we're doing with the content that we create for your brands. Building trust is huge. Entertainment, you want to laugh, you want to feel shocked, you want to feel some sort of emotion, right? At the same time, you want to educate people on what your product does, and then get them to take action. Also, it sets you apart from the competition. So if you're promoting a product in a completely new angle, and you're targeting a completely different demographic, or shifting the use of your product in a different way, that's going to capture different eyeballs. There's so many different ways to tackle one product. So Sapporo beer, right? You can create ads strictly for the entrepreneur, right? You could also target people who are maybe in their late 50s, maybe a little bit slower pace, but the product is marketable to all ages, or not all ages, 21 and above, obviously, but it's all about being creative and doing things that your competition isn't doing. All right, in the dropshipping world, creatives get stale, or just in the Facebook world, they get stale, but they also get stolen. So you have to constantly be putting out new content so that people aren't getting bored of the same stuff, because Facebook has a good way of showing the same ad to your audience, and if they see it too many times, your frequency goes up, then they're like, they could report your ad as like not good. You'll get bad feedback that'll reduce the quality of your ad account. So new creatives is very important. And also, most importantly, it's the difference between a successful campaign and a failed one. But don't let that ever stop you from continuing to test. We've launched a lot of videos that didn't work, and it's always a learning opportunity to be like, okay, why didn't it work? What possibly went wrong? Was it the demographic that we chose? Was it the hook? There's so many different factors there, so it's important to just constantly be testing and putting out more content. Also, without a good creative, your product and service will never be known. We'll talk about this later on, but in Amazon, a lot of the times your business stays on Amazon, right? And people only know you on Amazon. Or you're competing against people within the listings. So you need a good creative to stand out on social media, right? If you want to extend your business into, that world, you've got to have a good creative, right? No one's going to know about you. So another good thing too is when you start to promote on Facebook and diversify your traffic, they're going to search for you directly on Amazon. And that's the huge benefit of having an Amazon listing, is that you've solidified something really difficult for a lot of other sellers who aren't on Amazon. So that's a huge benefit, and so anything else is just going to be added to your revenue stream. All right, so I'm going to break down the viral video ad that we use, the structure that we use, and it's pretty simple but complex at the same time. But first and foremost, what is a viral video ad? We call it an engagement ad, top of funnel ad, so it's the very first ad you see. Cold traffic ad, the purpose of this is to get people who've never heard about you, who are on Facebook, who don't give a crap about, whatever they're doing, and this ad is supposed to grab their attention and get them to stop and watch your video, right? You can think of it as a 30-second elevator pitch. You can also think of it as like a movie trailer, because movie trailers are action-packed. They get you, sitting on the edge of your seat. And I also like to think of it as like the bait and hook, So, once you get their attention, you've kind of baited them in. Now you've hooked them in by providing those awesome demonstrations, and then you get them to click on your ad. So the purpose is really to grab their attention, pique their curiosity, engage them, and pixel them. So if you're already selling on Facebook, you know what the Facebook pixel is and how powerful it is. That's like the most powerful retargeting list you've ever had, right? Because it learns and it gets better and it gets smarter, and you can retarget that thing indefinitely. So optimal duration, we've tested this, but we try to keep things really short and sweet, 30 seconds up to a minute, so you can advertise on both platforms. Anything longer than that, you start to see a drop off in terms of engagement. So we try to jam pack that thing with as much good content. And I'm gonna play this video really quick for you. This video did really well for one of our clients. They sold out of this derma roller.
We'll see if there might not be sound. We'll see, maybe.
Let's see if it'll play.
Yeah, it's probably no sound.
Yeah, no sound, but you can just see like the demonstrations that we do. Right. Lots of different demonstrations, different angles. We do this thing called product sizzles to make the product stand out a lot.
Don't worry, I've used my wife's one. It works really well.
Yeah, it's great. We have social proof in there, exactly. She's saying, oh my God, it's awesome, it works great. The copy's on point as well. A good call to action and the brand in there. So really short and sweet, right? That thing sold out. They had to stop all their ads and get new inventory because the ad performed really well for them. So next we're going to go into basically the...
Just on that, I think, the actual character that you have in that, I think it connects with a person who's at that, I wouldn't say like that age group, but is looking to beautify themselves,
right.
or so it was really specific about that person you chose who can connect and relate to that level. So that's like a really important point there.
100%. The choice of actor that we use plays such a huge impact in the performance of the video, right? If you're trying to emulate like beauty, we want to cast really beautiful people. If our target market is like 35, housewives, we want someone who looks kind of average, and that really helps the viewer identify themselves in the product. Hey, that person looks like me, right? They sound like me, they talk like me. I trust this brand, I trust this product. Okay, so curiosity plus desire plus urgency equals action. Our goal is to stop them in their feed, spark their curiosity, and get them to click. That's our main objective on Facebook. All right, so this is the viral video ad formula. All right, so we have the hook. All right, this is the first 3 to 10 seconds, right? We've touched upon this. The hook could take many different forms, and we'll talk about that. But essentially, just think of it as, what's going to stop you in your feed and get you to watch the next couple seconds of that video. So we do that in a various different amount of ways, which we'll touch upon. The next most important part is showing product demonstrations, okay? This is it sounds very vague, but it's like you saw in the previous video, showing that derma roller in all different angles, right? Different actors, different backgrounds, different settings, shows that, hey, this is like a multi-dimensional product. I can use it on my face, I can use it on my skin, I can use it on my nose, whatever it is, because people don't know your product, right? So you have to visually entice them and educate them on what your product can do, right? A lot of people wouldn't think, hey, you could use it on your feet, right? They would just think, oh, it's on your face. So product demonstrations are humongous. Next is social proof, right? If you've studied persuasion, social proof is one of the one of the key things to getting people to take action. Social proof adds that element of understanding, hey, there's people out there who actually trust and bought this product and they sound like me. We use we use iPhone testimonials, so they look and appear natural and authentic. So we get our actors to say, hey, I really love this product, it's worked great for me, we touched on certain pain points, and we splice that into the video, and it breaks it up and it makes it, not just purely demonstration, hey, oh wow, there's actual people in here, so people really connect with that. Animations are huge. If you saw in the past or the previous video, we see like, circular things. We see the derma roller like actually going into the skin. Animations are huge because, sometimes our products can't be visually shown on the surface. Sometimes they work internally. So animations allow the person to dive into the actual benefits of that product. So like seeing the skin, the skin particles, like change and reform. Or if you're taking a supplement, showing your organs in a way like, combat whatever disease that it's fighting. So that really helps paint the bigger picture. Images are really big too. Lifestyle images, user-generated content from like your Instagram. Like this helps break up the monotony in the video ad. So we like to include images, still images in there, almost like in a slideshow fashion, so that people see, oh wow, this is like, this is a different setting of where the product could potentially be. So in their mind, they're already playing the scenarios of, oh, I could see myself doing that, right? So the variation of the different types of media that you put in a viral video is really key. And lastly, and most importantly, is a call to action. You saw that at the end. Get your derma roller today, the name of the brand. There's various call to actions that you can do. You can offer discounts. But essentially, you've got to get someone to take action, because if they see the ad and there's nothing that directs them to the next step, they're just going to be like, oh, that was pretty cool. Swipe, right? You got to say, click the button, learn more, get started. There's a discount on the following page, right? Got to get them to move forward. So I'm just going to go into basically each one of these quickly. I don't know what my time is, but
keep going. Yeah, you good?
We're good? Okay, cool. So like I said, the hook, there's multiple different ways you can create a hook. And the first thing that we try to incorporate in the videos is a wow factor. So think amazing results, transformations, extreme beauty. If you've ever seen any video, right? It's like, have you seen makeup videos where they like put their makeup on half their face? You're like, what is that? I want to see more. Another video we've done was this indestructible shoe, which I have an example for. And we took like a nail gun, we sawed it in half, we like caught this thing on fire. People were like, what, you can do that to a shoe? And that thing got like 50 million views. So not all products have like insane wow factors, but there's always some form of like, what I like to do is take that product and put it in an environment that you would never expect it to be in. Next is pain points. This is really big too. Obviously, it gets people thinking, hey, yeah, that's me. I hate when my ankles are sore after playing basketball, right? Like, that's relatable. People experience pain points. So showing the solution after a pain point helps introduce your product and the benefit that it has. Next is an amazing review testimonial. I call these like one-liners. It hooks people in. Like, if you get a really charismatic person to be like, oh my God, this product is amazing, right? Like we've had some really funny like people do that. And just by like their energy and charisma, you're like, okay, sure, what is it? And it's like lipstick. And I'm like, well, how much is it? Like just seeing that hooks people in the door. It doesn't matter what product you have. It's like, they say one benefit to the product and how it changed their life. Like, oh my God, these bed sheets, seriously, I don't need to go to hotels anymore, right? They're like, sure about that? And then they'll watch the rest. So one-liner testimonials are huge. Product sizzle. So this is like, you see this a lot in like Neutrogena, like, the product being splashed with water, doing something cool. In the previous video, there was flowers on the product to really beautify it, right? Beauty does a really good job in their products to like beautify their products. So this is another element that you can do to hook people in. Another thing I added was adding a question or an interesting fact, right? Did you know? There are, 7 out of 10 people, hate talking in front of a crowd, right? Like, whatever that is, because then they can identify with that. Or they'll be like, oh, that's an interesting fact. Where is this gonna go? You'll see that all over social media. So amazing demonstrations, we talked about this. Show the product being used as many times as possible, different angles, different settings, and different people. Show immediate results, shock people. People just want to know if it works, right? And honestly, our job is to like fake it a lot of the times. We have to fake it because a lot of these products don't actually do what they intend to do. We love working with products that actually work. And so
but you take any?
makes our life a lot easier. But you know, showing immediate results is huge. Beauty is a big thing. You know, showing dramatic results. Demonstrating in ways that people wouldn't imagine. You know, I touched upon this. Taking something completely out of its normal environment and putting it in something else. Another thing is combining unprofessional and professional demos. You know, that iPhone that you're holding, that thing is the most powerful camera, you know, these days. You can create all these videos with just that, seriously. You know, hiring another company, you're hiring their expertise and all that, but if you want to get started with your own content, you've got a camera right here, you know. Learning Adobe Premiere is just a couple, you know, tutorials away. I don't have access to this demonstration, but talking about 2D, 3D animations, you know, these show the product and show what the product can do in ways that the camera can't see. So it shows the visual elements of the product being used. So in this animation, basically it's like a knee wrap, right? I know that's a big seller on Amazon. But basically it wraps around the foot and then it shows like the red going away and then there's like this flash, right? It's almost like, oh, it heals it immediately, right? You couldn't do that on camera. And so think of like cartoons, right? Cartoons pretty much are limitless in what they can create because, you know, it's all visual. And so it's kind of like taking your imagination and letting it run wild. And a lot of these products require animations to really get the point across in what they do. Yeah, showing the product work internally, like I said, supplements are really big. You know, ingesting it, you know, seeing your body just light up, seeing your liver heal, whatever the supplement does. UGC testimonials, so UGC stands for user-generated content, written and video. Unscripted video testimonials work the best. If you guys are, you know, you guys should be, hopefully you guys are getting these from your customers already, but this is so valuable, just getting like positive feedback from your existing customers, because that itself is an asset that you can use, you know, on Facebook and just scale your ads. Like honestly, it could be one testimonial and use that as an ad and it could change everything for you. Keep them short and sweet. Include written testimonials from your Amazon listing. What we do is like, if a product is on Amazon, we'll show like the best highlights, right? It'll be like 4.7 out of 5 stars. Adding that social proof is really big. People just want to feel like they can trust it. So that's what that does. And more the better, always, always. So images. Show the product in use for visual variety. Types of images, guys. Product photos, user-generated photos, lifestyle images, diagrams or composites. This kind of stuff just helps break up the monotony. And then lastly, call to action, guys. Click, share, comment, like. These are the things that we need to do to get them to move forward on the next step, right? Whether that's getting them to buy, subscribing to an email list, retargeting them, offering them a discount. There's so many different things that you can do. Creates that urgency, curiosity, gets them excited to learn what's on the next page for them. Here's some examples of some call to actions. Oops, I'll go back. Get yours today, order now, get one free. You see these all over the place, right? Don't think they're cheesy, it works. So, yeah, that's pretty much the entire formula that we use. We're always trying to refine it. We're always trying to find new ways, new different hooks, right? Different animations, just new ways of combining it. And so, you know, getting feedback from our clients is everything. I think recently we just had a client who their video went viral in about, they made $1 million in 2 weeks from one of our videos. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So reached out to him. We're getting a case study done. And it's crazy. You know, sometimes these videos really just.
But okay. You're saying $1 million in 2 weeks.
Gross.
Gross. Yeah. Okay, that's good. But you know, just real quick on that. Like, without the ad, like, was he selling before, or was this part of his launch strategy, or was this the awareness thing that brought in that extra $1 million in revenue, or kind of just try and like differentiate between not having the video or having the video?
Yeah.
Like. What's the difference there? Was he selling and then he added the video, or was this a launch strategy?
You know what? I have to clarify exactly on that. It was his real product. It's a branded product. He hired us. I think he may have had a media buyer. But that media buyer basically ran that ad and they got a lot of traction and they just decided to scale it.
Gotcha.
So I think it was their launch strategy. They could have had experience in the past, or they could have had a pixel that was seasoned already. So that could have helped propel them.
But the point being is, if you didn't have the video, there's no ways.
Yeah, exactly,
Gotcha.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's power. Wow.
So here's 2 ads I'm going to show you guys. So Hey Silky Skin is like this infrared laser remover, hair removal. It's got well over 20 million views. Can't hear the music, but just think of dubstep playing. So you see, like, we're really trying to isolate the focus. Splitting up the screen is always a good way to showcase more demonstrations at one time. The cuts are really fast. So here are the reviews I was talking about, showing the best ones for that social proof. And then they wanted that CTA at the end, so Hey Silky Skin, showing their branding on there because there's other competitors. Yeah, that thing, they've scaled a lot. They've bought a lot more videos from us because they want to keep scaling.
And is that just on Facebook or is that YouTube?
That's just on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're selling on Amazon yet. They're not yet. But yeah, that's primarily Facebook.
Wow.
This one is a drop shipping product. This one got well over 50 million views. It's a shoe with a steel toe in it. And
I've actually seen this one, yeah.
You've seen this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I'll just keep. Oh, it's just like a GIF.
Okay.
But anyways, this is what the one I was talking where we like nail gunned it, we like caught it on fire. We just did so many different things. This video was stolen by so many different drop shippers. So I'm not surprised you saw it. Let's see. And I wanted to show you guys a.
But just a point on that, I think that if you're the original owner of that brand, even if it is stolen and shown, to your point, that drives a lot of organic traffic where people are coming to Amazon, typing in that search term, and hopefully driving organic traffic to your listing. So there's a massive halo effect.
Oh my gosh.
Even if it's not a bad thing if it gets stolen 100 times if you're owning the brand. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the biggest thing too. You start to see search queries everywhere, right? So, the buyer can go multiple different ways, right? They can buy straight on Facebook, or they can go straight to Google and then search reviews for you, or they can go to Amazon and search your brand and check if you have reviews on there. So if you're on all those channels, you have a better chance of really closing that person. And like that's that's why I'm saying like having an Amazon listing primarily to begin with is such a valuable thing these days. A lot of people don't have both. There's no sound directly here. Yeah. I'll show you just this one. This is an Amazon EBC video we just released. So there's a voiceover. So essentially this is a pain point, right? We're showing the frustration there. Introducing the product. It's a car top carrier. It holds a bunch of different items. The features in there, we're showing the product in use. Top-down shot to really show the full capacity of what the product is. We're always speeding things up too so that you can see more. If we're showing the waterproof aspects of it, we're really sticking to the features, right? Because Amazon prefers that. We got a cool drone shot of the car going over a speed bump. If you're watching this and you're not sure about making that purchase, if you watch a video like this, it may convince your customer to go ahead and buy, right? They see it live in action. A lot of people don't see their products, the image can only show so much. So physically showing it, we have iPhone testimonials in there to make it feel a lot more real and not produced. So she's talking about the benefit or the features of it, why they love it. And they wanted specifically females. That's their target demo, so that's something we can do as well. Yeah, just splicing those in. And then just a ending, showing a nice tagline. And it gives it that branded feel, and then boom. So, because we don't have audio, I'm not going to play the next one, but that's pretty much the end of my presentation. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, dude. It actually worked incredibly well. I think without having the sound, it got a chance for you to really talk through all the thinking and strategy that went into every shot and actually seeing how that worked, which I thought was awesome. I mean, just that one tip of actually speeding things up at the right times, it goes back to that fickleness of social media. And if you feel like it's dragging on for whatever, people are going to stop. So I bet you just by speeding that up, you saw the analytics and the playthrough time just get that much better.
Right.
I think one point there that's really important to note is that with all of these ads, whether you're creating it or someone's creating it, is understand the analytics platform that you're creating and the reporting, because for all of these things, there's so much testing and so much data that you need to get back to understand whether something's working or not. And so, we've heard stories of people launching stuff and just not knowing why it's not converting or what's happened to it. So that's a really important piece. But I'm obviously an advocate of as entrepreneurs, like getting experts to create this content for you. But I think, at least from this perspective, understanding the formula and how you should break it down is so important to know, so that if you're getting an expert to create it for you, you can kind of call them out if they're not doing the right thing. So I think that's really important. But if you are creating it yourself as an Amazon seller, do you recommend like taking the formula and then writing a script first and drinking a bottle of wine and writing a script, or and then kind of putting together all the assets and creating that through your iPhone? Or what's your process, to actually taking that formula and then changing that into an actual video?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. It comes down to really understanding your product and your audience first and foremost, right? So whether that's like a customer map and really breaking down all the core benefits and features if you haven't done that already, and then using that as basically like a segue into, okay, what can this product do, right? So we have shot list writers and basically templated out, and we like to just take things by like bullet points. So like, what are some common pain points? List out as many common pain points that you can think of for your product, 5, 6, 7, and you'll get better. You'll get more original as you go, as you create more. The next thing is like, what are some wow factors that you can do? Like I said, showing your product in ways that it's never been done before. Next thing is going down into like the testimonial section. Who can I get? Who do I know? Who can talk about my product in this type of angle? I love it. I buy from them all the time. They have great deals, whatever it is. And then brainstorming some call to actions, right? And so essentially, once you get all this information into a script or like a list, then you can you can gather like the props, right? The scenarios, be like, okay, that one's just not gonna happen. So whatever's within reach, within your budget and time, you can definitely shoot those. A lot of the times, if you're, on Facebook, like just showing the product like this, top down, showing its functionality can suffice. So start simple. Honestly, sometimes simple works the best, and then you can get into these really like complex type of videos. But the best thing is just getting started and like getting some content out. I think that's the best thing that the thing that a lot of brands neglect to do.
Yeah, it's like just get it out there and iterate on top of it. You never know, that first one could be amazing.
Totally.
But that point around like just sitting down with a piece of paper and writing out the top 10 pain points or problems that your customer has is huge. And so many ideas come from that. I mean, we do it all the time with our videos for ZonGuru on our YouTube channel or whatever. It's like sitting there and trying to identify what are the key pain points and things that people are interested in solving and actually coming up. So that formula, we use it even on our stuff. So.
One thing can I add to
absolutely.
that is like if you guys have an email list, like survey your customers.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the best information from there, and you're gonna be like, I didn't even think of that, right? That another thing too is like your target demographic, like who's really buying your product. A lot of people think, oh, it's millennials, and then it's like, elder people, and like you'd be surprised with the data, and so that also helps, with the conversions too.
Man, brilliant. That was amazing. Very, very insightful. I think I want to definitely open up for questions, because I'm sure you guys have some questions that you want to bounce around. So I know Perry's going to have one for sure. But let me hand over the mic here and answer some questions.
Hey, John. Thanks for being here. So it's been my understanding that Amazon is very protective of the IP on the reviews. Do you sense any risk in quoting reviews in your Amazon reviews in your Facebook videos?
We've never had an issue with it. If there's screenshots, I mean, if you're worried about that, you can just literally take text and show it. But yeah, we've never had any issues with that. Honestly, I didn't know that they were very protective of it. Obviously, stealing reviews, totally not acceptable, but I think you'll be fine.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
I just had a question regarding, I have a friend that has a blog page for like a Facebook blog page, and that person wants to launch a product line, right? But my question is, how would you do a video to maybe make it viral, to, you know, just get that person have more followers, I guess you could say, and, you know, eventually getting that traffic that she wants. So I just had a question.
Are they promoting the blog or a product?
Yeah, it's like more like self-help books type of stuff.
It's like
Yeah.
a brand. It's her brand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her brand, pretty much.
Awesome. Well, I would recommend definitely doing selfie videos, talking about their own personal experience, their struggle. People want to connect with other people, so like being vulnerable on camera, I think, is the biggest thing that you can do to, you know, get people's attention and actually build a relationship. So, you know, just whether it's, you know, in your car, you're walking, or it's staged, I would suggest that person come up with like a series of different videos and upload them on YouTube and see where, you know, the people are reacting to positively, and then do more content like that, and obviously direct them to their blog. So.
Thank you.
I'm sure as a creative, you have a lot of input into
ADD, yeah.
Yeah. How is it working with difficult clients who have like a very specific view of what they want their product shoot and their photos to look like? And how often do you use your expertise to kind of tell them like, maybe this isn't the best way, and you should do something else so that you're not wasting money?
Totally, that's an awesome question. And we actually get this all the time because people don't know how production works. You know, it's a really, really in-depth process. It takes 10 people to create one video, you know, from the casting to the script writing to the shooting to the editing, right? And so we really try to limit, I mean, in the beginning, we'd be like, we'll do anything, right? Just to get people in the door. But what we realize is taking on custom projects that don't fit within our, you know, process, such as like real estate videos or doing services or things that are like animation based. You know, we don't necessarily have all the resources to really like drive those types of things. And so what we try to do, we let people know up front, here's what we can and can't do. So being really transparent and letting them know, hey, perhaps you're looking for another production company who can fulfill those needs, and we'll redirect them. So we let them know, hey, we've done thousands of videos in this style, so you can trust us, and also we have, you know, guarantees and all that.
How much back and forth is there between the very beginning of the process, getting to know the client, what they're selling, and their customers, and shooting the content? Like, if you send them something and they say, this isn't what I was looking for, do you go back to the drawing board? Like, what is that back and forth process like?
Yeah, so we really try to keep it as hands-off as possible for our clients, just due to the nature of our business. Like if we were interviewing every single customer personally on the phone, we wouldn't be able to scale. So we allow our customers to input as much information on a questionnaire. And essentially from that questionnaire, features, benefits, you know, like style, music choice, actor preferences, all that kind of stuff. Then our shot list writers will review that information. And if the client wants to approve the shot list, we'll send it to them. But in a case where they're not like satisfied with the video, you know, that for us is like, okay, what went wrong, right? Or didn't get results. Okay, what can we do? We have a 3 revision policy, so we really want the best for our clients. Obviously, there's some clients that we just cannot satisfied just because, you know, they're either too difficult of a product or they just don't have the budget. And so we just say, hey, we're going to do our best to try to fix what we can, and then that's the best that we can do, unfortunately. But
yeah, I mean, and I think what's important there is there's a formula, right? And it's a formula from tested expertise with results.
Right.
So I think there's at least, you know, you've proven your result before you even have a client. So when they come there, it's like, okay, follow this formula and it's going to work, you know, in most cases, as long as you followed the process. So I think if there's a fall down, it's probably more on the client than potentially the process.
right.
Just one, I think there's one question there, but one question I have, just because I have the mic right now, but with your Amazon clients, how are they, with these ads they're creating, do you have any insight into the process of how they are getting their user to the listing? Are they driving them to a Shopify site with links to the Amazon page, or they're selling it through their Shopify? What do you hear from your clients in terms of how they're driving the traffic to the Amazon listing? Are they just running video Google ads, or what are they doing?
Yeah. A lot of our clients are, I mean, they're getting on Facebook and they're driving traffic, right? Because people are naturally going on Amazon. They're getting a lift in sales from just driving Facebook traffic.
Where are they driving that to, is my question.
Oh, I see. They're typically driving it to a Shopify page,
Gotcha.
A separate website. I think there is like some new functionality where you can track Amazon sales on Facebook now, which is really big. So I don't know exactly what that's called, but that's huge in terms of like really, you know, seeing if your ads are working. So that's traditionally what our clients do. They want to, a lot of our clients actually want to step away from Amazon because they realize, hey, look, if we put all of our eggs in the Amazon basket, then it could potentially be a threat if Amazon shuts you down. You know, you don't have another revenue stream. So that's a big problem. And so
Gotcha.
diversifying your traffic is very important. To answer your question? Okay, cool.
2 questions.
Just one.
Darn.
I'm just kidding.
How much do you usually charge for your services?
Mhm.
And then also, how have you gotten people to show up as a testimonial?
Good question. So our base price for a product review is $5.95. So it's really affordable in comparison if you go shop around in other production companies. And basically what you're getting is a minute to a minute and a half of an actor talking about your product, fully scripted, you know, well lit, nice background, B-roll shots. And our product reviews, you can use them on Amazon too. We just have to tweak it a little bit so it's not over promotional, but those work phenomenally well. And then we have some packages that go up to like $3,500 where we include every single creative you can think of that is perfect for Amazon. For Facebook, so images, iPhone testimonials, and all that stuff. But yeah, base price is $5.95. And then to answer your second question, we have automated emails going out. So if they get, you know, we ask them, how's your video do? You know, if they answer yes, or they've answered, you know, well, then we personally request a testimonial from them, or people will just send them to us too.
And then also, how do you get people to share testimonials in the videos that you create?
Oh, that we create?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, that's actually, that's an individual product that we offer. It's called iPhone testimonials. So we offer 3 of them for $200. So we have a casting department that goes and scours all of the casting pages. We have our own like pool of talent. And we'd be like, hey, we need you to do an iPhone testimonial for this product. And they'll sit down, like, this is what it does. You know, keep it 1 minute, keep it brief and uncut and really authentic. And then, you know, we send that to the client. So yeah, you're welcome.
I have a question. So you touched a lot about the power of like Facebook pixels and retargeting. Do you recommend creating different creatives for different customer segments? So for example, like cold traffic that's never heard of your brand, you have one creative. Retargeting the people that view that content with a different creative, and then people that maybe like purchased before or gone through the whole process, doing another creative for maybe another product or something like that. Would you recommend creating different creatives and copy and everything targeting specifically that segment of customers with the videos then?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a package that does that exactly, the $3,500 one, the complete marketer package. So basically, you know, there's different places in which the person is like psychologically, right? And so we want to give them content that on the second touch point, you know, we usually do like product reviews as like the secondary retargeting video because, you know, for whatever reason, maybe they didn't buy on the first interaction. Hey, maybe we want to educate them. So product reviews allow us to like build that trust, educate them. It's a little bit more like dialogue, and also women prefer dialogue too, based off of the research that we've seen. And then, you know, we have videos that go out all the way down to like the thank you video, right? So if you, upon purchasing, adding a video that says, hey, thank you so much for your purchase, helps build trust. That's been really, really huge. And then offering like a discount to come back. And then, you know, it just really depends on where that customer is, right, in their journey. If they saw your page but didn't buy, or if they bought the first time and, you know, you want to introduce them to another product. So we tend to map that out for our customers who buy that package so that we can be very clear on the creatives that they want.
Any other questions?
If you guys were to advertise through like Instagram stories, you guys keep the formula the same or just change the advertisements?
So we have a specific package for Instagram stories, so 15 seconds. We totally change it up. It's a different type of medium, right? It's a lot faster. So we try to condense like the viral video 30-second ads to even shorter, and punchier will include like you know, call to actions like swipe up right now to get this. So it has the same concepts in terms of like, you know, keep it entertaining and all that, but we definitely shorten it and change the aspect ratio too to 9:16.
Awesome. You can hold on to that. I'll just grab this and wrap us up. Guys, those are actually really, really good questions. So thanks for asking those, and thank you, man. That was awesome. Maybe just the last fun question, but what's your next, latest, greatest adventure?
Yeah, we're gonna do adult videos now.
Nice. Welcome to Hollywood.
Just kidding. We're planning on launching a library full of content for e-commerce sellers, where you guys can download raw footage, completed videos for, you know, dropshipping products, or if you're looking for education on videos and how to create videos for yourself, we're doing that as well. So we're creating this huge database library for just any type of e-commerce entrepreneur who's looking for content, education, and that should be launched in the next couple months, so we're excited about that.
Amazing, man. So ecom vids, sounds awesome. I have some new products launching. I'm definitely going to give it a shot, and I'll be reaching out, and just a lot of good learnings there. I mean, obviously with ZonGuru, we're creating a lot of video content and trying to get our content out there, and we'll take some learnings back for sure. And check out the rest of our stuff on YouTube. Check out our Instagram feed. If any of you guys here aren't following us on Instagram, check it out. It's basically an Instagram feed of product ideas and inspiration. So we do an amazing job just giving you guys ideas and, you know, showing you how to differentiate and all that kind of stuff. So follow it on Instagram at ZonGuru. And if you're obviously interested in ZonGuru, our all-in-one tool set for Amazon sellers, we have an offer. Just come and speak to us, and we'll help you out. So thank you so much, man. That was really amazing.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, John, for having me here, and thank you for the crew. I hope you guys found value in this, at least one piece of value. Take home with you, take action, and if you have any questions, you can email us. You know, be happy to answer any of those for you, and we can work up some promo for you guys if you guys are interested in working with us. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.